Competition, especially on platforms such as Etsy, is often thought to be a very negative thing. It's usually the number one reason that sellers give when their shop isn't performing or doing well. Well, since I'm a glass half full type of guy, I want to talk about how competition is actually a good thing for you and your business. And I want to also talk about how you can use competition to help your Etsy shop perform better. Let's go. Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. I'm your host, LL. Glad to be back with you guys as usual. I got another good episode for you guys, and this is something that probably a lot of you need to hear and a lot of you need to talk through, and I'm going to help you do that, which is competition. Often I hear, Etsy is too saturated, it's too competitive. It's usually the number one excuse for poor shop performance. They blame it, sellers blame it on the competition or the saturation. And it's really something that kind of bothers me because, yes, there is a lot of competition, there is saturation, but you should not use it as an excuse. And oftentimes, when it comes to online business, we use it as an excuse to quit or give up or not even start in the first place, when competition in real life is something that we're very used to. It's very common, and we don't use it as an excuse, or at least nowhere near as much as we see in online business or in Etsy. Just for instance, in the quote unquote real world, not the virtual world, there's a lot of competition when it comes to applying for jobs, when it comes to applying for college, which usually doesn't stop us for trying or getting those jobs or getting into college. If you played sports or did band, there's a lot of competition to get those positions or to get on the team. Did that stop you from not even trying or quitting before starting? Probably not. You probably still were able to be on the sports teams, be on band, whatever your forte was. It didn't stop you. Competition doesn't stop us from going out on Black Friday and trying to get amazing deals, or trying to go to sales events and try to get the best deals out there. If you're a thrifter or you're a vintage seller, there's a lot of competition with sourcing items, with going out to stores and trying to get items for your shop. It doesn't stop you from doing those things. So it shouldn't stop you when it comes to the virtual world. There will always be competition, and competition is part of our culture. It's part of culture, especially in America. It's accepted, it's often expected, and it doesn't cause people in the real world to quit or not even try usually. So for whatever reason, you shouldn't let it cause you to quit or not even try when it comes to starting a business or doing an online business. It should be expected there as well. So now that we got that straightened out, I want to talk about the reasons why competition is a good thing for you. All right, the first thing about why competition is good, why we want competition, is it means the marketplace is thriving. It means the marketplace is doing well. If you go to a marketplace or you go to wherever you're selling your items, there's not much competition. It usually probably means, unless you're in a crazy, awesome, very rare niche, it usually means that the marketplace isn't doing well. And if the marketplace isn't doing well, that usually means there's no buyers, which is not going to be good for your business. You want a lot of competition. That means the marketplace is doing well. That means there's going to be a lot of buyers. Sure, that means there's also going to be a lot of sellers, but you can work that out in time as you learn and grow your business. So you want that money coming in from the sellers, from the buyers, so that creates competition, so the marketplace is thriving. It can reinvest in growing the marketplace, so it can be a win-win for buyers and sellers on the marketplace. So for instance, Etsy has 5 million sellers. It seems like a lot, but they have 93 million buyers. That's way more. That's a ton of buyers. That is a thriving marketplace. There's a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers, a lot of money coming in. So that is a very strong marketplace that's going to grow in now and in the future. And based on financial data that has grown year over year, for the last several years. We can expect that going in the future. So you know that it's a thriving marketplace. You shouldn't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about growing your shop through products, marketing, learning, doing things better, SEO, those things, which happen over time. You can't rush those things, but the marketplace is strong. There's plenty of buyers out there. You just have to capitalize on them over time. The next and probably biggest reason competition is good is because it shows you the path to success. You should know who the big players are in your niche, the big sellers. I'm sure maybe you probably already do. That may have inspired you to start in the first place in your niche. But those people, those sellers, those shops have found the path to success. They have found what works. They have found how to sell and how to sell a lot on Etsy. They're showing you how to make sales. They're showing you different ways to sell, different things to sell, different ideas that they've used over time to grow their shop. So pay attention to what those shops are doing. Most likely, they're doing many different things. Not every shop is doing the same thing to be successful. So you can use different parts of different shops, different ideas that they're doing to inspire your own ideas, to inspire your own path, your own way forward. So there's a lot of different ways to grow your business and make money on Etsy, and people are doing that. So you can use that to guide you. Look at what they're selling. What are their marketing promotions? What are the things that they're doing for marketing? What are their prices? How are their listings set up? Use this as a guide of what to try. It doesn't mean that it'll work for you, but it gives you something. It gives you a starting point, right? So you're not feeling around in the dark, not knowing what to do. They're telling you, okay, maybe this will work, so you can try some of the things that they're trying. Now, of course, I have to preface this with, I don't mean going to these shops and ripping them off, right? Ripping their ideas off. You're going to take inspiration from what they're doing. There's a lot of different components of running an Etsy business with the marketing and how they're, you see how they're setting up their listings, their pictures, how they're arranging their listings, how they're arranging their shop, their branding, different things like that. But you're not going to take exactly what they're selling and create the exact same thing and sell it. No, I'm not talking about ripping that off. If they're selling beaded necklaces and they're doing well, you can put your own spin, your own flavor on beaded necklaces. There's a million different ways to create beaded necklaces with different materials, different colors, different setup, different style. So you can use that to inspire your own product lines, your own ideas, by just taking inspiration from these type of shops that are doing well. These different subject matters, these different niches or sub niches that are doing well, you can use those content ideas to create your own stuff, your own designs, your own products, your own style, and market it your own way. So I have to preface it with that, but they're showing you the path forward, giving you some ideas of how to market your stuff, how to arrange your stuff, how to list your stuff that's working for them, so you can take some inspiration and try different things similar to maybe what they're trying to see if it works for you. Again, it may not. It may inspire you to do something completely different that works really well, but you're going to learn. It's all about, running a business is always all about trying something, learning from it, doing it better, pivoting and trying again, learning from it. That's a constant process. So you can guarantee that the first things that you do aren't going to work great, but you're going to learn from it, try again, get better, and then maybe they'll work decent, and then do it again, and maybe they'll work great, and then maybe they'll work amazing. So that's the process, the loop that you're going to run through as you are continuing to grow your business and learn from it over time. Again, I always preface it with this, but this is not a sprint; it is a marathon. You got to play the long game with this stuff. You just don't learn this stuff overnight. But you can use the different things out there to help guide you and not reinvent the wheel. That's probably the biggest thing that I want to send home with you with this episode today. And another really good, speaking of competition, another really good resource to help find If you don't know a lot of your competitors, you can use one of my favorite products out there, which is Allura, to help find different shops, different products, different niches out there, and look and analyze their listings, analyze their shops, see what they're selling, how much of each that they're selling, so you can use that information to help guide you on the decisions that you're going to make for your own shop. So that's what's really great about this tool is you can use the shop analyzer tool, the product seeker tool, the keyword finder tool to be able to get that information and see, okay, these products are selling really good. What can I do in my own shop, in my own way to maybe capitalize on this subject matter that's doing really well, or these type of products that are doing really well? How does this fit into my brand and my vision? And you can do the same thing. So make sure you guys check out Allura. You can get there, get a free trial. Go to handmadeandbeyond.com/Allura and sign up and get a free trial and try out those tools. It's an amazing resource, especially when dealing with competition and seeing your top competitors and what they're doing in the Etsy space. Another reason that competition is a good thing, especially when we're talking about poor competition, you're going to have top competitors out there that are killing it, that are doing really well, which should inspire you to know that you can do that well. Also, we don't want to use it as a negative thing and be like, oh, they're doing well, I can't do that. No, that should inspire you to say, okay, I can get there. They're doing it. I just got to figure out how. But on the flip side, you're going to have competition that's under, I don't want to say below you, that sounds bad, but below you that aren't doing well, that aren't doing things necessarily the right way. And that competition is going to help you stand out. The more competitors you have out there that are doing lower quality products, that just aren't doing things great, they're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So when people come and they go land on your shop and you're doing things the right way, your listings look great, your shop looks great, your quality of products looks good, that's going to stand out among the poor competition that's out there. So that's a good thing. And you're going to stand the test of time as well, because oftentimes people open shops on Etsy for the wrong reasons. They open it because they want a quick buck. They have absolutely no interest, no passion, no vision for what they're doing. They're just throwing random stuff up there to try and sell it as fast as possible. And they don't plan on being in this game for very long. Well, chances are those shops aren't going to do well, and they're going to shut down over time because they don't have any passion. They don't have any interest. We're doing this to make money. Like I always say this, we're doing this to make money. We're not running a charity. We need to make money to keep going. But that shouldn't be the only reason that you're doing this. You should love what you're doing. You should be passionate about creating, designing, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever niche that you're doing. That's number one, and that's the most important thing. If you're not passionate, you don't have a vision, you're not playing the long game, then it's going to be really hard for you to survive long term and make any real money. So if you have passion, that will show in the quality of products that you're creating and how you're creating them and how you're putting up the listings and how you're taking your pictures. That'll show, and those things you'll get better at over time, which is part of the passion of it. So you're going to stand out amongst the poor competition and be a differentiator, which is a good thing. So keep that in mind. Even competitors that are the big competitors over time start to cut corners. We see this in major businesses as well. So if you're doing things the right way, you're doing high quality stuff, you can even start to catch the big players in your space that eventually start to cut corners. In major companies, we see this. A great example that I have about this is LA Fitness. I don't know if you have them around you, but it's a huge fitness company that has these big gyms. When they came on the market, I don't know, a decade or so ago, their gyms were amazing, super clean, the best equipment, just an amazing place to go and work out and get your workout in. Over time, they grew and grew and grew. They got extremely big, and their gyms went downhill fast. Extremely fast. Started to be dirty. Their equipment started to break. It just wasn't a great, clean place to work out anymore as when they first opened. They started to cut corners on, on paying people to clean and fix their stuff. And now you're seeing them start to sell. They're selling a lot of their gyms off to Esporta and other companies out there. And you have other gyms such as Crunch taking over that space. So that's a great example of companies that get huge, start to cut corners, and then dive bomb. So if you are doing things the right way, long term, you can even catch the big guys that start to cut corners over time and aren't doing things the same way that they used to do. Competition can also show you what not to do, which is a great example for you to follow. So there's a lot of people in maybe your niche or in similar niches, and you may go to their shop, see what they're doing, and just say, that's probably not a great idea. That's not working out. Maybe they're listing stuff that's just not selling, which again, you can see if you use resources such as Allura. You can see what's selling, what's not selling. So you know, okay, I'm not going to sell those things, or I'm not going to use those things as an inspiration for my own designs and subject matter, because that subject matter is not selling. Those type of necklaces aren't selling. So I'm not going to create my own similar necklaces because they just aren't selling. So you can use it as a guide to help show you what not to do, on a small scale or even a bigger scale. I followed this one company that was in my niche for years, and because they were killing it. They were absolutely killing it. They had probably 1 to 200 sales a day, easy, every single day. So it was one of those things. I'm sure you guys go through this where it's like, oh man, I don't know if I can ever do that. That's craziness. So I tried not to get bummed out about it because and tried to use it to inspire me. But sometimes you get bummed out because you're like, man, I'm sitting here with one sale. This company gets 200 sales selling same type of stuff, So it's hard sometimes. I get it, not to get bummed out. But anyways, back to my point here is they eventually shut down their Etsy shop and they opened their own shop on their own website because probably, I'm guessing, they just got tired of the paying the fees. They wanted to eliminate some of their fees. Etsy does charge, decent amount of fees sometimes, but they went on to open their own business, and within 2 years, their shop was shut down. They completely shut down their shop because they weren't making any sales. And really, this goes to show you that when you leave a company and you build that following on Etsy, you build that clientele, you build the strong stats in the algorithm, and have that history of all the sales. It's like a snowball effect. It keeps rolling. You take that outside, you shut down your shop and you take it elsewhere where you got to drive your own traffic. Chances are you're not going to do as well, and they didn't. So you are paying some fees on Etsy, but you're paying for the 93 million buyers, the opportunity to snag 93 million buyers. You start your own website, you have no traffic. You have to drive your own traffic through ads, through Google ads, through marketing. It's a lot more extra work if you're not used to that sort of thing. So that goes to show you, and it goes to show, me, like, okay, if I'm doing well, it may not be one of those things that I go and like completely put all my eggs in one basket and leave, because it didn't work out for them and they were killing it on Etsy. So it was kind of crazy. And I don't know everything, right? I'm seeing the tip of the iceberg. So I am I'm using some assumptions there, but the writing was on the wall. They were doing really well, and then they left, and now they shut down. So who knows? I can glean my own interpretation of what happened, and hopefully, use it to learn from that and not make the same mistakes going forward. But that's an extreme example. There's a lot of things that you can learn what not to do just by looking and paying attention to what's going on in people that are with shops in similar niches. The last thing I want to leave you with is competition makes everyone better. We may not like it. It makes things harder, but it also makes things better. And it's the reason why with big industries in the United States, you can't monopolize the market, because it makes things worse for consumers. And if you're monopolizing the market, there's no competition. You can do whatever you want. You can sell lower quality products for higher prices. And it just doesn't make the market better. So by having competition, like I talked about before, it makes the entire market better. It helps deliver better products for consumers, so they come back. They come back to your shop in Etsy. They come back to Etsy in general, which is what we want. If more and more people are coming back because they're getting great products, great service, that's going to help us all. Whether they're coming back to your shop or not, chances are people are coming back. They're going to come to your shop from other shops. People from your shop are going to go to other shops. It makes everything better. It helps us strive to deliver higher quality products, better customer service, so everyone can benefit. So competition makes everyone better. It's what ideally we want. Makes the marketplace better. It makes the products better. It just makes everything better. And I know it's tough sometimes, but ultimately these are the reasons why competition is a good thing. So embrace it. It's something that we want on the marketplace. Competition is good. It will lead to more buyers. It will lead to better products. It will help you build your business better and help guide you if you let it. So make it, it's like one of those things, like what is your greatest weakness and what is your greatest strength? Well, my greatest weakness is also my greatest strength. Well, use this as that. So maybe this is something that you don't like the most, but you can use it as a strength to help build your business. If you're letting it do that, if you're having the right mindset and you're being positive about it, I guarantee it's one of those things that can help you instead of hurting you. So that is it for today's episode. Hopefully you got some tidbits, some nuggets out of there to help you with your business, especially when it comes to Allura and using that tool to look at your competition and analyze your competition, so you know what they're doing, and you can use that to help you strategize. Again, you can get a free trial of that at handmadeandbeyond.com/Allura. I've used it for several years. Great program for Etsy sellers. Lots of tools in there to help you beyond that, what I talked about today. It's an absolute necessity if you're looking to grow your business for the long term. So I highly recommend it. That's it, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll be back soon with some more good stuff for you.